So today we will be doing a feed-in braid. I'm going to show you how to do a small feed-in braid, and I'm going to show you how to do a large feed-in braid going straight back. So stay tuned. This is a sewing rack. You can get it from Walmart. This is a thread holder, I guess. So you will utilize 6 thread holders for a small feed-in braid going, halfway through the head, like 2 layers. So we will start off as a plait. Now some people hair may be too thin to start off, so it's best to use like a small strand of hair. You're going to take the hair, hold it with your pinky, and then you're going to take your index finger, grab it, and feed it into the braid. Do 2 stitches, and then you're going to take the other half of the strand and feed it into the braid, and grabbing it with your index finger as well. 2 stitches before you feed in the other hair. 1. Then this is the second one. Take the hair, hold it with your pinky, then grab it with your index finger. Two stitches, and then feed it into the braid. Keep your fingers close together to maintain a firm braid. Hold it with your pinky, grab it with your index finger. Feed it in. If you go through my previous videos and you learn how to braid, start off with those videos first if you don't know how to braid, and then work your way up to a feed-in braid, because a feed-in braid is like an advanced braid. You just keep on braiding. 2 stitches before you add in more hair. Hold it with your pinky, grab it with your index, and feed it on in there. There are many different ways to doing a feed-in braid, but this method is the easiest way. Keep on braiding. Hold it with your pinky, grab your index finger, and feed it on in there. Two stitches, and then you're going to feed it in with your index finger. And just keep on braiding. Now keep in mind that the hair, when you're using extensions, it can intertwine with one another and cause it to tangle on the ends, and you just take your hand and just, finger comb right through it. Keep those fingers close together and you will create a firm braid. And this is part 2. I'm using the queen bee hair. That's the hair I also use for the small feed-in braids. I would do a review on this hair. This is like my favorite hair. So you start off small and then you work your way up to you use 10 thread holders to create a large braid going back. You're going to start off small, then you're going to increase in size as you utilize more of the thread holders. And I also use like 2 thread holders in case like people want like numerous braids. We're going to take the famous shining gel and we're going to slick down those roots to keep from braiding too tight. And this also helps with gripping as well. And we're just gonna comb this product through. And we're gonna make sure that product is in there because it's gonna help us with gripping. I'm gonna take the first strand and we're just gonna split up into 3 sections, just like as a basic braid. Now some people's sides may be thin, or you know it's not enough hair to like start it off with the real hair. So you could just take a very small strand of braiding hair and just braid it in as you would do, a braid with extensions. Oh Lord, I'm saying it wrong. But extensions, and then you just feed it in there. But it has to be really small because we know some people have like, the edges might be kind of like short to grip. So you just take a small strand and just braid it as you're doing a regular braid with extensions. And I also have a video on that as well. You're just gonna feed it in there just like the first part of the video. You're just gonna do 2 strands. Do 2 stitches, and we're just gonna feed it in there. You can also use the comb to get a stitch type braid. Hold it with your pinky. Use your index finger to hold it in place and feed it on in there. Now keep in mind, since this braid is a little larger, you're going to have to utilize your fingers a lot more to keep the hair in place. I know I'm braiding a little funny because I'm trying to show you guys on how to do the braid. So I'm trying to braid so you guys can see what I'm doing. You just feed it on in there, 2 stitches. Then feed it on in there. 2. Grab the hair. Hold it with your pinky. Take your index finger, grab it, feed it in there. So basically the step is start off with your natural hair, or if people have thinning edges or it's too short to grip, you just start with a piece of hair and just do 2 stitches, feed it in. Well, 2 stitches, hold it with your pinky, take your index finger, grab the other piece of strand, braid it on down 2 stitches, then take the second half and feed it in. Once you know those steps and just get a visual of what I'm doing, I guarantee you will learn. It didn't take me long. If you go through my previous videos, I kind of just learned how to do this. Not now, but I learned how to do this probably like a year ago. And as you do these braids a lot more, you will get used to the concept and your braids will become a lot neater. Because these are kind of hard to learn. So once you know how to braid and you get the concept down pat, I guarantee you will learn how to braid. Keep those fingers close together. I cannot stress that. Keep your fingers close together and you will get a firm, neat braid. I'm not gripping this tight because most of the work is done at the roots since it's already smooth. Just keep your fingers close together and you will get a neat braid. As you get to this back of the person's head, please be careful not to grip it too tight because you don't want any pulling or any breakage or whatever around your hairline. And as you braid these braids back, the strand does get a little larger. So you just have to keep your hands and strong on the braid because it can unravel. And most of the time on the thread holder, doing these types of braids, you would need about 10 thread holders to achieve a braid such as this size. And basically with the 10th thread holder is for the length. So 10 strands of hair on the thread holder is enough for a feed-in braid going back. And for halfway through the head, you will utilize 6. Now it depends on the parameter of people's head. You might need to use more, especially for a braid like this going back. You probably need around 11. If the person has a large head. The parameter. This is my favorite tool. It warms up the water, and once it boils, it cuts off automatically. And that will heat up the water for you to soak those ends. While that's warming up, we're going to be using the foam. Now this is very important. This is where how your braids is going to last longer. The foam will lay down the flyaways, because you can't get flyaways. Then we're going to use some holding spray. Now this definitely keeps the braids, in a little longer. Going to spray down on the braid, and then we're going to blow dry it with a dryer. That's going to lock all that foam and the holding spray in place. Keep the braid looking shiny and neat. Clean up that braid because we don't do sloppy work. Cut all those little straight ends off. And then we're going to pour the water inside the cup, a foam cup, because it doesn't burn your hands. Always remember, foam cups, it does not burn your hands. Please drape your client so they won't get burned. I normally use 2 towels when I'm doing my sister's hair, just in case, something happens, and keep a towel around them. And the purpose of soaking is to keep the braid from looking stiff. And please do not soak your client's rear hair in there because it could cause damage.